Matthew organizes his gospel around 5 long discourses of Jesus. There's the Sermon on the Mount that we've been looking at in this video series. There's a sermon about mission when he sends the 12 out to the 12 tribes of Israel. At the center of the book in chapter 13, there's a long set of parables of the kingdom. There's a discourse about the communal life of the church, about forgiveness and about dealing with brothers who sinned. And then there's an eschatological discourse at the end of the book in Matthew 23 through 25. The 2 discourses that begin and end Matthew are the 2 longest ones. Each of them takes up 3 chapters, and they match in a variety of ways. And one of the ways that they match is in their attention to false prophets. Jesus warns against false prophets in the Sermon on the Mount, and he tells his disciples that they need to beware that there are false prophets among them. There will be false prophets among them who are actually predators, wolves, although they pretend to be sheep. And then Jesus, in the eschatological discourse, the Olivet Discourse in Matthew 24, warns that in the time of pressure and tribulation that's coming, there will be false prophets that arise, and his disciples need to be aware of those false prophets. Trying to identify a false prophet is always a challenge. According to the Old Testament, you decide who is a false prophet by whether or not his prophecies come true. But sometimes we need to have answers we need to be able to discern false prophets before we find out whether their prophecies come true or not. And Jesus gives us a standard for determining who is a true and a false prophet. He uses the image of trees. A good tree produces good fruit, a bad tree produces bad fruit. And so too, prophets are known by the fruit they produce. Are they producing in their own lives the fruit of obedience to Jesus' commandments? And are they producing in the fruit of their teaching of the people of God, the fruit of obedience to the commandments of Jesus? That's a standard we can use, and we don't have to wait to see if their prophecies come true. Their own lives and the fruit of their teaching is the standard. Men are trees. The fruit that we produce are the works that we produce in our lives. And prophets are known by their fruit. We can test and taste and know whether we're dealing with a true or false prophet, whether we're dealing with a wolf in sheep's clothing or with the genuine shepherd who is leading the people of God in the ways of righteousness.